जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೆಗೆ
Hyderabad 50 Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
I've got sushi stuck in my teeth because they finished it so quickly. I was eating. Well, we managed to come here. Have you everything tucked in? Everything good?
Sorted, but I mean, my point was Kolkata going after run rate? Did somebody tell them run rate no longer matters?
We said that. We said that in the com box at the end of the 10th over, which we should not have done because it seems like it was 10 minutes ago. But yeah, we said at that point in time, it looks like there'll be a booster shot to the net run rate. Nobody's told them it's not required, but they're just going after it. And this is how quickly they have got it done in the 14th over. In the 14th over, this is absolutely mental what they've done in this qualifier. They've had, 6 overs and change left. They've got 8 wickets in hand. Shreyas Iyer in the end, it was like somebody told him, your bus is leaving, right? And him and Venkatesh Iyer just went...
No, I know exactly what happened.
What, last call at the bar?
Now, someone just reminded him of November last year, and Travis said was such a success on that venue. He's got a second ball duck and he's been whacked for 22 in 4 balls. The Indians are, we'll get you back.
This is the one thing that we will laugh very loudly about, England and India, yes. The two Aussie World Cup heroes.
They've gone for 60 in 3.4 overs. Pat Cummins, 3 overs, 1 for 38, got dismantled.
I love the math that Michael Vaughan has done for him. There's teams playing, and there's the Australia column on the side.
Especially on this venue.
That's for us as well.
Yeah.
That's for us as well. It's just been absolutely brilliant. It has been a ruthless display by the Knight Riders, Joy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And all aspects of the game. See, rarely do you find a game where you say that one side has actually dominated for about 18.5 overs. I mean, no, 18 overs.
He didn't even play. Yeah.
2 overs in the middle where Nitish and Klasen and Rahul Tripathi were batting.
Yeah, we'll give them those 4.
Dude, but that's
4.
it. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. You're right, actually. In the 34 overs that have been played.
Yep.
Man, it's really...
I don't think a team can play much better than that.
Yeah.
In T20 cricket, I mean, they start with Starc getting the wickets, 4 wickets inside the power play. They have a moment there, don't they? They have a little bit of a 4-over burst where they get back into the equation, but I don't think you can play much better than that. With the bat in hand, just ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. Fantastic. Whatever, Gautam Gambhir has obviously been talked of as the next Indian coach, and you have to say, whatever he does with white ball teams, he gets them going, he gets them working, he gets them operating, he gets them playing with a real aggressive manner. But it's good to watch. It's good cricket to watch. He's doing a wonderful job. He's done a wonderful job. He's now taken them to the final.
Yeah, remember he was with the Lucknow team for 2 years when they made it to the playoffs both years. This year, of course, he's taken the Kolkata team to the finals. But the thing here is, and we must talk about this for a second because, we'll talk about the game, but just Gautam Gambhir and KKR, that relationship, the relationship is just golden. It comes so much, and we keep talking about it, it comes so much from the trust.
Absolutely. It comes from the trust, and it comes from, when he was there, it was blind. You take the decisions, you take the calls. The coach went along with him. Trevor was a smart coach. He went along. He realized that this is the vision, and everyone just supported him. And that's the thing. For a Delhi kid who had captained Delhi for a year, didn't feel he got the support. That's why he went to the auction. He came here and he found it. Then in 2018, maybe whatever happens, relationship things happen, and then he sort of thought, okay, I'll retire in Delhi. And then this whole fairy tale comes back, and rarely do reunions, they tell us in corporate jargon, never go back to the same Merkles because it's never the same. Yeah. Well, he's proved that wrong. He's gone back and he's brought that magic back again.
Yeah, of course, it's come in a different role. He was captain in his first iteration, but GG 2.0 in KKR has come as coach, and you can tell the kind of team he's running. Also, what helps, Michael, is the relationship with Shreyas Iyer, because Shreyas Iyer was kind of his understudy in those early Delhi days.
Yeah, and Venkatesh as well has played great. I mean, I just look at that batting line. They've got just clear, defined roles. The opening pair, it doesn't matter if Phil Salt's not there, Cricbuzz came in tonight. What did he strike? 20 out of 14, 2 sixes, gets them off to a flyer. It's exactly what you want from your opening batters. Narayan just carries on. He just swings the willow. He's a nightmare to bowl to. I thought Pat Cummins, actually, his first 2 deliveries to Sunil Narayan were on a plate. Full of length, Bosch over mid-off, Bosch down through mid-wicket. Very unlike Pat Cummins to get that wrong. But everyone, pretty much all the way down, we didn't even see Rinke, we didn't see Dre, Russ, not required, but I think everyone's got a defined role. Exactly what is required for the team, not for the individual, for the team at that given moment. And I would say that's probably what Gautam has brought to the operation of KKR, is that they all know exactly
clarity of thought,
what their roles are and how to position themselves and what situations play and how you play in those situations. First and foremost, you try and be aggressive, and if you can finish the game and get it done quickly, like today, you get the job done. And whoever gets through on Friday night in that now semi-final, whoever wins tomorrow night, will play the Sunrisers. So let's be honest, the Sunrisers aren't out of it, but going to have to play a damn sight better on Friday.
Yeah.
Whoever wins and gets through that Friday game, they're going to have to play some to beat this KKR team.
Imagine if Sunrisers get through that game and then come to the final there's just going to be a distinct disadvantage after this kind of display.
Yeah, it is psychologically, it was quite a hammering they got.
Yeah.
And the way they finished, as I said, 28 in the last 5 balls.
Yeah.
They just finished them off, and it was brutal. These people dropped catches, they looked sloppy in the outfield, they used their reviews up front. They did everything look sloppy from Sunrisers. Everything looked totally professional from the other side.
Yeah.
And you just look at it, 10.5, 11, 15. That's like, proper acceleration, They're smoothly accelerating. They were never in trouble. They just looked in control throughout. And look at the other side.
I always say in sport, and particularly high-level sport, when you get the opportunity to hammer a team and do it in fine fashion, do it.
Yeah.
Send a message. Ruthless. Absolutely. Don't even allow them into it.
They did.
Completely blow them off the park, and that's exactly what KKR did tonight.
If you remember early days in the tournament, it was Heinrich Klaassen launching the counter-attack against Knight Riders and got so close. That was such a close game, right? Went down to the last over, and of course the Knight Riders won that. This one, geez, they weren't even on the same ballpark. Today, Hyderabad is going to forget about the final, right? They're going to take this psychological kind of hammering into the Friday game now. And if the Friday game happens to be RCB, I'm just saying tomorrow, if a resurgent RCB, there's a lot of ifs and buts here, win tomorrow against an RR that's going this way, now you look at them, 7 wins in a row, playing this team, which is kind of been, this is some interesting battles.
Interesting, but I'll tell you one thing. What's going to happen, I'm telling you, because it's a blowout, Pat comes in and will say, okay, no practice tomorrow, chill, enjoy yourselves. They will just find some way to occupy these players for the next 48 hours so they don't think about it before they hit the ground.
Maybe a movie screening or something.
Screening.
The good thing for them, they've got another chance. In T20 cricket, it's just another given day.
Yeah.
And on Friday, the Sunrisers, as we've seen throughout this year, different dimensions, different wicket. Get on a plane, land in Chennai, have a day off, and then just see what comes on Friday. Play aggressively. I do think tonight they have to analyse. They weren't quite smart enough either. Whether another 30 or 40 was going to be enough, probably not.
Yeah,
because the wicket got better. But when you analyse the thought process about the decision at the toss, that for me would be a concern. That it looked to me like they batted first because it's deemed what they do well. Whereas if I'd have gone back to the last game where they chased 240, all right, against the Punjab side that didn't have a huge amount of quality, but they still chased 240 easily. I think tonight was the night where you go, okay, we'll let them bat first and we'll chase it down later on. We know Ahmedabad didn't end the due, and they didn't quite read the pitch and the conditions well enough.
I was just thinking that, these are... There's another thing. We've seen Vijay Kant now over 2 matches.
Yeah.
He's bowled 2 overs, given 23 runs. You are clearly missing... Once Klaassen got out, there was one other quality bat in that middle order they needed.
Yeah.
Because Abdul Samad is a dasher.
Yeah.
So Abdul Samad is a fantastic bat if you're 165 in 17 overs or 16 overs and he's come in and batting the last 3-4 overs. Go smash it, do what you want to do. But if Abdul Samad has to come in the 10th over, 11th over, 9th over that like he did today, he's not the kind of bat to be able to say that I'm going to bat my way through.
He just gets into 7th game.
But we've talked so much about, by the way, we've talked so much about how RCB didn't buy too many spinners at the auction. SRH is the same thing, right? They don't have a quality, experienced, high-level international spin attack.
No, they don't. But see, they have Glenn Phillip. Even Vijay Kant. There's Washington Sundar sitting inside, who definitely would have contributed to the batting. There's some reason that they're not playing him. Is it injury? Is it that he's not fitting into the balance of the team? But the point of it is because they were front loading and they were getting so many runs from their top order that they never anticipated the day that they'll need a solid 6. They don't have a solid 6. They don't have a solid 7. So what happens is the moment you go to 4 or 5, then you're thinking, okay, Pat Cummins is going to walk in next or they're going to use
Didn't they get Hasranga in the auction?
Huh?
Yeah. They got Hasaranga in the auction,
but Hasaranga,
right?
was
injured. Yeah, because he didn't come. It just completely slipped my mind. There was Hasaranga in the auction.
That's it.
Vijaykanth is his replacement.
Yeah, Vijaykanth is his replacement, yeah. So I guess they've missed him as well. But again, if they would have had him, would they have played him? Because would he have fit in their balance with so many foreign players?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing, in T20 cricket, you can have nights like this.
Yeah.
Where everything, and let's be honest, they've got another chance.
So they don't lose hope? Their fans don't lose hope?
No, because...
Right?
I can't see them playing as badly again.
Yeah,
that's the positive. You can't play any worse.
Yeah.
So on Friday they've got to play a bit better. Will a bit better be enough to be a team that's just won on the Wednesday night in RR or RCB? Probably not. So they're going to have to play at least 60% better than they have done today. But as we've seen throughout the whole of this IPL, they have had off days.
Yeah.
And they've been able to bounce back. They've not really had one of those 4 or 5 games where they haven't won.
True.
They've always managed a couple of losses, then come back.
True.
So it wouldn't surprise me on Friday if they went out in July and it all came back and Travis Head found his form again, because that's the team that they've been this year.
They will back themselves, though, because the thing is that the days that it has come off spectacularly. And the days it's crashed, well, everybody crashes. It's the same thing, right? If a batter gets out first ball, the duck is the same for everybody. But if they get going, what can they do? And we've seen what Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma can do today. They were gone early and they never really recovered from that, did Hyderabad. But let's just talk about the Knight Riders for a second in their batting effort. Of course, their openers got the runs, but Mr. Iyer, let's have a look at both of them, right hand, left hand, Venki and Shreyas. Jeez, look at that partnership today. Yeah. 97 of 44. Venkatesh with some of the big shots before, and Michael Vaughan gave a very big compliment to one of his, there was a 4 and a 6 in the same over. Another little back swing over the leg side, and very Yuvraj Singh, you said.
I just am amazed of how much talent you've got here in India with the batting hand. There's so many players. There's 4 or 5 players in every single franchise, and only a small few can play for India.
Yeah.
There's so many players that are not playing for India that are so good that could be, and definitely would be playing for other international teams. They're that good. I just wished India, and I know it's difficult, I just wish some of these players that are on the periphery of the Indian team, I just wish they were given the opportunity to go and play in other leagues around the world, because I think it'd develop them and develop Indian cricket a lot better. If you think about playing in Australia, playing in England, South Africa, if these younger players that are outstanding got the opportunity to play in these other leagues, I know the BCCI don't like it, but if India want to be top of the tree for a long period of time, it might be worth allowing the Vinkies to go and play in the 100, go and play in the SAT 20 Blast, whatever it's called over there.
Yeah.
In the Big Bash League in Australia, because by the time they then play for India, and some of them might not, but if they did, they'd have had experience of playing in these different conditions around the world.
Today, the two of them, it was Venki in the beginning and then Shreyas in the end. And I think it's such a big thing for the Knight Riders, right? Because they've got fireworks from everyone. Shreyas has been their kind of cool, calm engine room. But for Shreyas to do this as well, that's one more option for the Knight Riders, right? Him showing, by the way, that, listen, I'm capable of this as well. And that's one more point on the bowlers meeting for whoever's playing the final against them.
Absolutely. And the one thing you must remember, that throughout his career, Shreyas Iyer has scored 1,000 runs in a Ranji Trophy season. He's been a domestic great. So, don't even consider him a white ball player. He's a gun batter. He's a gun batter in the domestic circuit. That's how he came into the international circuit, just by the sheer weight of his runs. And today, 58 of 24. You know what the most dangerous thing about Shreyas Iyer is and why he's so important? He's probably the best player of spin in this team.
Yeah.
So now you're going to go to a pitch like Chennai, okay, where the ball will definitely do a little bit more than here. You could be playing an RR who's got some very decent spinners out there, okay? And you've got the guy who can absolutely dismantle spin. Today, Travis Head may not be the best spinner in the world, but, he's an international player.
Yeah.
And the way Shreyas took him apart for the last 4 balls was just... It was something to be seen. So that's what I'm saying. If you have a very good player of spin, Venki can hit, Venkatesh can hit the fast bowlers, you've got a great player of spin, that 3 and 4 then becomes an ideal 3 and 4 for you.
It's really...
Left and light as well. So you've got left, right, and, it just goes on like that. Rinku comes in, you decide Andre Russell, Rinku is another left, right. Then you've got, Ramandeep coming in. You've got a perfect lineup to go.
Yeah, it really was one-way traffic, today. And the Knight Riders just really launched into the Sunrisers bowlers. And when you look at it, there's very little for them to take away today, but lots to take away for Kolkata. There you see Cricbuzz playing his first game. Didn't play There was a rained-out game on Sunday, so he didn't get to play. Phil Salt, of course, has gone back for England duty. So he came in. There was a couple of nice shots there. 23 of 14 for him. Sunil Narayan, 21 of 16. You'll call that a slow day for the kind of season that he's been having. And they wouldn't mind him having a slow day if they win like this, because, save some fuel in the tank for the final. Venki Iyer got his half-century, as did Shreyas, and both of them got it in rocket speed. In fact, Shreyas with a higher strike rate. But with the bowling for Hyderabad, if you're a Hyderabad fan, you want to look away right now, because there's nothing in it for them today. There was not much to defend. First of all, they were defending just 160. They've been defending well, but today they were just... this was, again, just like the Kolkata bowlers. Everybody got a wicket.
Sorry, Travis went for 32. I didn't realise he'd bowled an over before that. Went for 10.
Over before that as well, yeah.
So that's 70 that the Aussies have gone for him in 4.4.
You're driving it home, aren't you?
70 out of 160.
In 4.4.
In 4.4.
Wow.
Couple of dot balls, though.
Thank you. He's being kind to them.
There you go. Wow, man. They really went after them. This was another kaddu katega sab mein batega, but with the runs this time.
Yeah.
This time the runs were divided everywhere. Pieces of the pie for everyone. Anything you saw there at all? But I remember, Michael, you were talking about it. You're like even with a low total to defend, I remember you looking at the game many times and saying, basically implying that it's not even the batter's birthday. Why is the bowler giving him a gift like this?
Yeah, they didn't bowl well. But when you, I guess, defending a lowest total, 159, you've got to gamble early. And I guess that's the excuse of Pat Cummins going full to Sunil Narayan. He's probably thinking, I'll try and get a bit of swing, get him at LBW, but the ball didn't swing and he gets smashed down the ground a couple of times. So, yeah, I guess the bowlers were desperate. They needed 3 or 4 quick wickets. They went searching and they came up against some rather wide bats that were dismantling them to the boundary. But as I said, I don't think the Sunrisers will analyse it too much. They'll probably quietly accept that they probably did the wrong thing at the toss, but nothing that they can do about that now. It's all about being positive and getting ready for Friday now and try and assess the conditions a little bit better than they have done tonight.
The fielding as well today. I think just that one bit of confusion. Today, basically, I've seen Rahul Tripathi has been at the wrong place at the wrong time twice.
Right, exactly. Firstly, he got himself run out. Yeah. And then just when Klaassen's held on to the ball, he contrives to run into him. Yeah. And they drop the ball. And for me, at least that moment, the two of them sitting on the ground, looking at each other, saying, will nothing go right for us?
Yeah.
And then just a few balls after that, Travis Head drops a catch, which he would have normally caught blindfolded. Yeah. You put a blindfold on him, he would have caught that catch. And it popped out. And again, the look was... It's not our day.
I don't want to pick on Travis, but has ever anybody had a worse game than T-Head? Out for duck, second ball.
I like that he always starts it with, I don't want to pick on him, but...
I just want to say, as many Indian fans out there who are saying Travis Head and Ahmedabad are giving you a green light and say, go ahead, do your best.
He's been out second ball. He's been hit for 32 in 1.4 and he's dropped an absolute gooper. I love Travis as well. He makes me laugh. But there's not many worse games. Let's be honest.
Wait, this is so inappropriate, but that's why I was trying to. But yeah, I know what you're doing. It's a little balm. It's balm for Indian fans.
It's what you call a tough day at the office.
It's a tough day at the office.
But he'll come back tomorrow and he'll be there in Chennai.
He's not had too many, by the way.
No, he doesn't have too many.
He's not had too many.
And beware Friday, because he has got the bounce back ability.
Yeah, he's had a first ball duck and a second ball duck, both times castled. Players like that, competitors like him, mustaches like that, don't...
Yeah, the tash.
The tash. They don't take that easy, right? That hits them.
Also, his mentality, if you see his international career, he's like a good football striker. If you're a good football striker, you've got to forget your last miss. The moment you think about your last miss, you're going to get your head confused. I'm the greatest, I'm going to hit the next ball into the goal. And I think Travis is a bit like that. He has that, because batters like him who attack a lot also get out a lot like that. You can't afford to think too much.
Live by the sword, die by the sword, as we said. Well, Travis Head and Pat Cummins may not have had a good day, but one of their dear buddies did, and he's our Omnigel spray performer of the day. He ensured there was no pain for fans. This is Mitchell Starc. We're taking you back to the beginning of the game. Came on to bowl in the power play, bowled 3 there. and picked up 3 wickets, makes him the second highest wicket taker in power plays in this tournament. Today he was fantastic. He was lethal. He was menacing. He's just everything that the Knight Riders wanted Mitchell Starc to be when they went crazy for him at the auction.
Yeah, and again, similar to Travis Head, he's such an aggressor. And at the early parts of this year's IPL, he got dismantled a few times and he was travelling and there was a bit of pressure on. But again, Gautam Gambhir wouldn't have been too concerned because he's won games for KKR.
Yeah.
And he's won them today with that start. He gets 3 in the first 5 overs, 4 down quickly. That's pretty much game over. Yes, they came back into it, but when you lose 4 so quickly, I mean, the stats in T20 cricket tell you, if you lose 3 or more in the power play, 70 or 80%, you've got no chance, really. It's gone. And it's down to that aggressive nature. So we talk about the flyers who come out with the bat in hand and the Narayans and the Travis Heads. Mitchell Starc's the equivalent with the ball in hand. That's exactly what he does.
Yeah, exactly. When you take 3 wickets in the power play, you're basically doing the equivalent of what, let's say, the openers do. Maybe for Hyderabad and Kolkata, the openers have done that as well. It's the equivalent of getting a 90 or 95 run power play.
Yeah, absolutely. Big power play. It's like such a big power play that you put your side with an 80% chance of winning right at the start of the game.
Yeah.
And that immediately to overturn that, he's right that, they had a counter-attack. But that counter-attack depended on these 2 guys batting like that and lasting another 5-10 overs. That the odds are very unlikely, that you can keep hitting like that and you can still stick around and not lose your wicket.
Yeah, it was just fantastic today. Mitchell Starc, it's lovely to see him to get that shape. There was an LBW as well of Rahul Tripathi, which they did not take the DRS on that. And so he didn't get that wicket. But it was just absolutely fantastic. Mitchell Starc, he was getting that pace. He was getting the ball just to move around a little bit, make the batters uncomfortable. And that's why he was our Omni Gel Spray performer of the day. He ensured there was no pain for fans. And Knight Riders will ensure that, or hope that he can do that in the final on Sunday as well. Okay, so let's show you. We're one down out of the 4 games to be played in finals week. And this one has gone Kolkata's way. So there you go. They, of course, now will take the flight to Calcutta, as will Hyderabad. But Hyderabad will get ready to play on Friday, whereas Kolkata will sit with their feet up, maybe get a little pool time, just chill a bit, if it's possible, in that Chennai heat, and wait for the other cookies to crumble and to fall into place and to see who they play in the final. Of course, tomorrow is the game, which is the eliminator. And that's been played between Rajasthan and Royal Challengers Bangalore. The winner of that game plays against Hyderabad on Friday, and the winner of that game plays the final on Sunday. So that's the beauty of qualifying 1 or 2. You get 2 chances to go into the final, which is a far easier explanation than 2 bites of a cherry, which I personally have. It's a cherry, it's not an apple. You don't need.
I don't like cherries.
There you go. Don't like popping cherries?
I don't like cherries.
No?
I don't like that. No, because that's people used to say you get another bite of the cherry. So I don't like cherries.
Yeah. Do you like to?
I'm not particularly fond of cherries.
Yeah. Have you? But
if you said to me, you get another bite of the wasabi prawn, I'd go, yeah, I'm in with that.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah, I like that.
You wouldn't mind paying 6 qualifiers for that, right? Like 6 bites of the prawn.
I'll have some of that.
So that. Well, this is our Carrier Room Air Conditioner's coolest moment of the match. There was plenty of cool moments today. Well, there's got to be, because, it's the first qualifier. I'm going to start with Joy and Michael. Joy, I'll start with you. What did you think was the coolest moment?
I just have to say that 22 runs was it? Or 4 balls, Shreyas Iyer to Travis Head. The last time he was doing the hitting. Absolutely sublime. Every Indian would have loved that.
A bit of November 19th revenge.
November 19th.
Have you, with the stakes not being nearly close enough. Not being as high.
But still, it still felt sweet.
It's a deep wound, so even a little balm.
A little balm is
a bit of a relief. Michael, for you?
Well, I'm going to go for, Mitchell Starc turned Indian tonight. And he wanted to get a bit of revenge on Travis.
You're still going after Travis.
I'm sorry, but to see that ball, second ball of the match, it set the tone. It was a tremendous piece of skill. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Indians celebrating, just saying, there you go. You might have done it in November the 19th, but you couldn't do it tonight.
Can I tell you something? It's too little too late. Really, too little too late. But yeah, if as an Indian fan, if that makes you happy, well, I guess then it's cool. And I don't think Travis Head will mind too much. I don't think he'll mind too much. There's another game for them. It wasn't an eliminator, another game for them. And if he's got 2 ducks back to back, he'll be sure that he'll bounce back from that. We've got a couple that have come in from our viewers as well. Let's have a look. It's Mitchell Starc. Fair enough. There you go. And he was brilliant today. His 3-over burst sealed the game for Kolkata. I was actually, I'll be honest with you, I was quite surprised they didn't bring him back for the 4th. He could have cleaned the game out right there. But 3 in the power play was good as well. We've got another one. What's another? Come on, bring it in. Bring it in. Andre Russell's brilliant fielding display resulting in 2 important dismissals was, I'll tell you something. When the big guy, one was the catch and one was the run out. The catch was fine because it was over his head. But whenever he dives, we've spoken about this a lot. Right? I'm sure a lot of KKR fans are going, just all of you went down, all of you come up. Right? So we want all of you back up. Yeah, but that was he's a big unit, Joy.
Yeah, he's a big unit. But this year, he's looking slimmer, more athletic, less upper body weight.
He's worked on it, hasn't he?
He has worked on it. He's looking more agile. See the number of overs he's bowled this year.
Yeah.
Check in the last 4 years if he's bowled that number of overs.
Yeah.
And
right.
that's a huge difference.
And the wickets, I think he's got, 15 now or
He had
16?
15.
Yeah, he looks
Today he's
trim.
got one more, I think. What?
Yeah, so he's like 15 or 16 wickets.
16 wickets
That's
today,
a very decent number.
It's a serious number. All Kolkata bowlers, I mean, you look at it, Varun Chakravarti is already there right at the top. Okay, he's 1 or 2. Okay, then you have him. Then I think Sunil Narayan is also 11, 12, 13.
In the mix, Mitchell Starc is in the mix.
All of them are there. So Kolkata could have 4 bowlers in the top 10.
Yeah, the best bowling attack by quite a margin.
Yeah.
I think in this year's IPL, they've just got everything covered.
Harshit Rana has 17.
Wow. They've got a lot of... Listen, they've only had 3 losses in the tournament. So obviously they've been winning. They've been knocking teams over. They had 2 games that were washed out as well. So, I mean, put these figures in that perspective,
Context,
right?
yeah.
That 12 games as opposed to 14 for the others. So, yeah, they've all been great. We have one more, actually. Let's see the last one. Where it is? Pat Cummins, silence in Ahmedabad, coolest moment as an Indian fan. Aranyak, stop it. I feel like that Pat Cummins silencing the crowd has just been taken out of context and blown out of proportion. I don't think he meant it. He just meant it like, everyone will be cheering for India and it'll be good to silence them as in to win.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was that.
No, absolutely. But the fans take it for what it's worth. I mean, Pat Cummins is whatever it is, he doesn't have an inch of malice in him. He doesn't have a bit of malice in him. He's a straight cricketer. And ditto again. I mean, Travis said, these guys play hard, but they play fair. They'll forget it. They'll say fair dinkum. They'll come back and see, let's see what we're going to do 2 days later. Why we make it more than that, I don't understand.
Okay, fair enough. As an Indian fan, if that makes you happy. I just wanted to bring it back to that thing. Didn't really feel like Pat Cummins said it as with any malice. I don't know. You heard that statement as well. It wasn't.
He was just... To be fair, I was at the venue as well, and there was only about 7 Australians there.
Yeah.
So it was always going to be silent from the Australian perspective. But yeah, it was no malice in it at all.
Yeah, all right. Well, those were our Carrier Room Air Conditioners' coolest moment of the match. There was plenty of them, and we hope there are plenty of them in the games to come as well. All right, we've got the Eliminator coming up now, tomorrow. Yeah, the Eliminator. Eliminate. I'll be back. Rajasthan and Bengaluru playing tomorrow. A Rajasthan team that is coming on the back of 4 losses and a rained-out game, and an RCB team that is coming on the back of 6 green lights. This is just... It's a turnaround for the ages, man. It really is. Do you want to be playing the Bangalore team in this mood that they're in?
No, but it's, the Rajasthan Royals, at least they got the rained-off game, so it wasn't 5 losses going into this game. So it wasn't as disastrous as it could have been. They're the Fordham team. They've got pretty much everything right. They found a bowling combination that seems to be working. Siraj has found a bit of rhythm, a bit of form at the top of the innings. Lockie Ferguson down the back end, they found a little bit of a space for him. So Glenn Maxwell, in his game back, he did well with the ball and the bat, little cameo. Virat's playing great. Faf got runs in the last game. Padidar's in incredible form. And obviously Yasdayal held his nerve at the back end. So you have to say, if you put both squads together, the RCB team, and I think it'd be the same team that played the last game, there's more of the RCB team in form than if you looked at the Rajasthan Royals team. And even though it's good on paper, Sanju Samson's in decent form, Ryan Parag's in decent form, Trent Bolt's okay. there's not many in great form, so you'd have to fancy the RCB team on current form.
Yeah, it's been quite crazy because the month of May, I don't know if they've got some tarot cards read or something that's happened, because the month of May has just been completely the opposite for both these teams, because Voni's got a point that they were all in form. They were actually all in sync, and as we always say, they were playing with what I call the Gujarat model of cricket. Till April. There were different people putting their hand up in different games. They were all taking them across the line. And then it just kind of fell apart the last 4 or 5 games.
And I think there are 2-3 things. I mean, one is that top of the order, Jaiswal was not consistent. Butler started well, then sort of tailed off a bit. And therefore, you had 3 and 4 scoring runs. But what had happened is their 5, 6 and 7, Hetmeyer going has been a huge blow to them. And I think their largest blow has been the fact that you have not got an effective performance from somebody who's your centerpiece, which is your bowler. I mean, in not having those two in form, not having Ashwin in form and not having Chahal in form is a huge blow for them.
Yeah, Chahal started so brilliantly. And then again, I think that Chahal's kind of plateauing has been
It's mirrored.
mirrored by Rajasthan's plateauing as well.
Yeah, and you look at the pitch they're going to be playing on. If it's a similar pitch tomorrow night, spin hasn't really had much of a say. So Ashwin and Chahal, it's not really conducive to the spin bowlers. It's more about the pace, bit of swing up front. Trent Boult will be a big player tomorrow night, as we saw from Mitchell Starc tonight, with a little bit of shape. He's always got a threat, and if he can get a knock over Virat, Virat with the ball coming back, world class that he is, legend that he is. Anyone's vulnerable to that ball if you get a bit of late shape into the likes of Faf and Virat Kohli. And that's all it takes. It takes a little bit of magic from Trent Boult right at the get-go of the game, and Rajasthan will get those feelings of April again.
Yeah.
May they've got to forget, but they're still in May, so it's a bit of a concern for them. They've got to kind of pretend that they're back in April. Look, Josh Butler's a massive loss.
Yeah.
He's a huge loss. I spoke about it earlier. He should be here. He should be playing. Tom Kohler-Cadmore, it looks like he'll replace him at the top of the order. He's dangerous. He's a dangerous player. He's a destructive player, certainly back home in the domestic white ball T20 blast or the 100. He's a quality hitter, but whether he can do it under this radar of spotlight of pressure, we'll have to wait and see. But I think it will take a bit of magic from Trent Boult.
I have one other point. That given what the game was today and what the conditions were like, toss is going to be really important.
Oh, yeah.
The toss is going to be a huge factor.
Chase.
And especially, and chase, and if you have 2 spinners, if Ashwin and Chahal have to bowl with, the ball that soppy, they're going to get nothing out of it at all.
Yeah.
At least if the ball is, if they bowl in the afternoon, before the dew really sets in, in the evening before the dew really sets in, they have a bit of a chance because the boundary is at least decent size.
And it might be even that you're smart to realise that bowling Ashwin and Chahal early in the innings.
Yep.
Because the ball, as we saw tonight, even in the first innings by the back end, the little rover, his
wet.
eyes were getting wet down about 14th over onwards. It was the camera on. It was starting to get a bit dewy. So it might be that you have to kind of load up your spinners early so they can get a little bit of a grip on it.
I remember Haydos's reaction also, indignant. But the curator told us there'll be no dew. And he was like sopping. He was mad.
He said, we've been done dirty by the pitch curator. Yeah, it's crazy though. I mean, I'm guessing that obviously these teams would have been there for a couple of days,
Exactly. I would say that, these teams, they have everything.
Yeah.
They have every ounce of every number. Yeah. Surely one of the most important aspects of your preparation is to have someone down on the ground the night before you're playing to sleep there. Sleep there. Tell us exactly what's happening.
And see if you wake up wet.
At the change of innings, at exactly, you're starting at 7:30, so it's not going to change.
Yeah.
The forecast was never going to rain, so surely you have someone there the night before. And maybe they did and it was dry. We don't know that, but I think these kind of things are so important for what you do the day after. You have to get those decisions right.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this whole dew factor coming into play, but that's a discussion.
Where's that spray? They used to have spray, didn't they?
Yeah, you keep talking about the spray,
is
but
it?
you never told me which spray it is.
I don't know, but I heard, they sprayed the ground, it'd be fine.
I tried it about 3-4 years back.
I told them spray, they start spraying it with water.
Put deodorant on.
Put cologne on the ball. But if you look at both these teams, doubt if there's going to be any changes. I mean, the other day you knew that Tom
Kolkata.
Thank you. Kolkata was going to play, but that game was rained out. So, yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be any changes coming in here. Yeah, I mean,
They could do with a bit of Sandeep as well, couldn't they? You know, he's had that one performance in Mumbai where he got 5 for 18.
Yeah, I think obviously Jail is not there and he doesn't seem to be in the 11. He'll definitely be there.
No, that was because that was their batting. That was their batting because they'd chosen to bat. So that was their batting 11. And he was the impact sub. So he was not going to field. All right, I don't think these two teams would be making any changes. The only thing that Rajasthan would like to change is just their run of reds that they have on their name, turn that into green. And they'd want to be changing RCB's green light into red tomorrow.
Doesn't this remind you of those maths problems that you have? One man was coming from the top of the hill, coming downwards. One guy was going from the bottom of the hill, going upwards. They meet after 1 hour. What is the distance?
This sounds like a very romantic story.
No, it's not romantic.
Your mathematical problem's also very romantic. I like it.
I wish.
It's very sweet. They spent a moment together. They looked at the sunset. They had a glass of wine. Their cheeks brushed against each other. They realized they'd never see each other again. Solve for X. I'll tell you what, they're both each other's X because they're never going to see each other again. All right, player to watch out for from both teams. One of these teams is going to be X tomorrow.
I'm going to go for Rajasthan, Trent Bolt.
Trent Bolt for Rajasthan.
I think he's going to have a night out. And I'm going to go for Glenn Maxwell. I think a bit of Maxi for the RCB.
Nice. That's a left field choice. Well done.
I'm going to go with Jaiswal because I think if they do anything, he needs to come good. So he's really important to them. And on the other hand, I'm looking at, again, a batter who I think has been responsible for their change in form, Rajat Patidar. Him being there is being a change. He's been a change agent for RCB, definitely.
Excellent. Love it. Well, that's for the two teams. We have the Joy Factor question and answer. Let's have a look at that. Come on.
Yep. Okay, so two teams made their ODI debut. One scored 125 runs more than the other. Name both. Here's the clue. If somebody scored 125 runs more than the other, that means he's made a century on debut. So all you need to do is parse who are the players playing in this tournament who've made a century on debut. There's KL Rahul, but he didn't do it. The person is Rahmanullah Gurbaz and Azmatullah Omar Zai. 127 and 2, and that's the answer.
Nice.
I didn't get that.
No, I didn't.
He's in fact the last, Rahmanullah Gurbaz is the last person to score a one-day international century on debut.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Let's have a look at the win.
I was at first ball on my international one-day debut. Chasing Gillespie, I think. Yeah.
First of all?
Off stump, yeah. It was in the days where day-night cricket was coming.
Yeah.
And the lights at Old Trafford were...
Bad.
Well, they were kind of trucks in the corner of the ground with lights. Those... Yeah. So they had...
Yeah, they were straight at your eye.
Yeah, no, there was 4 of them, and really they should have had 6. And I'm not making an excuse, but I am. It was very dark. Didn't quite see it.
And Gillespie can't be that slow either.
Well, I think my off stump's only just landing.
Taking guard, going, oh, you're looking at the square like umpire. What are you doing? Oh, really? Where's the bowler? Oh, there he is. I'm not Shivnarayan Chandapal. Why am I looking at the umpire? All right, well, so that's it. Who was the winner? Do we have?
Let's find out. Yeah, let's see. There must be a winner.
We have a winner.
Rishi, he's got...
Rishi Rukiana.
He's definitely at least his second or third answer. So well done.
Okay, excellent. Good job done. Well, so that's it. That's how the cookie has crumbled. Shreyas Iyer now the first captain to lead 2 different teams into an IPL final. He did this with Delhi as well. And of course, wasn't he fired the next year? Was it next year? Yeah, I think he was. Yeah. It was let go the next year or the year after that. But he's done that now with the Knight Riders. I don't think he's getting fired from here anytime soon. I think this combination, unless they lose GG to the India job, I don't think that this partnership is going for a while, irrespective of what happens in the final. I think, Vaughan, it's fair to say that this combination has worked well at the top. It's been a large cause of the resurgence of the Knight Riders. They'll do well to stick with this for the next few years.
Yeah, but I do think, whisper has it that India might split the coaches. Just a word on the street that they might have a white ball specialist coach in GG and they might have a red ball specialist coach in I don't know.
See, he knows the word on the street because he spends so much time on the street, right? We've seen in his social
Deen Dayal is
media.
not the only person he meets.
Yeah, he's always on the street.
I'm just saying it's a whisper.
See, this is Joy. We should get out of our AC rooms a little more and just hear what's happening on the street.
Look, your haircuts are way too expensive. You can't afford to go through.
Which is why I'm not getting them. Can you see? That's why my hair has become so long.
Come and see my man.
I'll see your man tomorrow.
He'll look after you.
Deen Dayal. Maybe I'll hear something about the India coach as well.
Maybe it's him.
Maybe it's... You never know. Maybe he's pulling the strings. I'll tell you who's pulling the strings in the guessing game.
Oh, well done. Let's have a big hand. Come on.
You can't lose from here now.
I could.
How?
I want to do the math actually. Joy, can you do the math for RCB qualifying this guy?
There's 3 games left.
130 results have to go this way, that way.
No.
6 guessing games.
No, 6 guessing games. But if Sammy gets both tomorrow...
Sam is in tomorrow, yes? So she gets 2 right. And you're in tomorrow?
Yes.
Downstairs.
Show.
So you get
Yeah, if you get both
neither
wrong,
right? So,
So if she
what
gets
happens?
2 right and I get 0 right, then what happens?
then I think she'll just cross you. So if she gets 1 right and you get 1 wrong also, now it depends on the number of days she's done. So if she's, say, done 30 days, then it's like...
She's played 60 games as well,
60 games. So it's how many games you pick. The more you've already picked, the less the deviation will be.
We understand percentages. Yeah, yes, we do.
That's what.
If she overtakes me, I'll tell you something. See, I'm feeling a bit like the Rajasthan team. Till 2 weeks ago, they were on top of the points table. And it was just a foregone conclusion that they'll play the first qualifier. Guess what? It's Tuesday today. They haven't played the first qualifier. They're playing tomorrow. The eliminator, they came 3rd. But I'll just tell you something. Though some teams crossed them and they were okay with it. If anybody crosses me in this game, that's all we have time for on Cricbuzz Live. A big thank you to Joy Bhattacharya and Michael Vaughan. Yeah?
I've taped that to send to Sammy.
Have you? But I didn't say anything.
That's exactly my point.
Tomorrow night she'll be in here and say, what are you going to predict? She'll say 10.
Well, I'm not saying anything, but maybe I am. Good night.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad 50 express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दें